Hello Internet, Jingles here, speaking to you from the space year 2012. Merry Christmas everyone. It's the 7th of December, I officially consider that within the boundaries of what we'd call Christmas. So there it is, Merry Christmas. And as you've all probably realised by now, YouTube has chosen to give us the gift of horrible user interfaces for Christmas this year, because well, I say YouTube, kind of Google really. Google's like that. They have a funny idea of what constitutes a functional user interface these days, apparently. I'm sure they'll kind of fine-tune this new layout a little bit in the days to come, but I'm not happy with it, to say the least. I mean, for the average user it's probably quite awkward, but I can tell you right now, as someone who does actually upload content to YouTube, it's even more awkward than you could possibly imagine to have to deal with. I have to click through like 3 different screens now just to get to my comments and stuff like that. Thankfully, when it comes to catching up on my subscriptions and stuff, I could still use Video Deck for Chrome, and when it comes to comments and stuff, I still have my emails. Because actually, funnily enough, YouTube's built-in inbox feature with comments and messages and stuff like that didn't work very well anyway. Much like the news feed on your homepage, whenever you guys give me comments on my videos and stuff like that, YouTube would, for some reason, decide not to show me all of them. It would only show me a select few of them in my inbox under the comments section. Don't know why that is, but thankfully everything, I hope. Anyway, there's no real way to be sure about that, I suppose, but everything does turn up in my email inbox, so when I check my Hotmail, I do get to see everything you guys have written. Anyway, that's not really the point here, but since this kind of just happened like today-ish, I felt like ranting about it for a little bit. But anyway, I'm making a little short update video just to keep you guys in the know. I apologise profusely for the complete and total utter lack of any new content over the last, well, few weeks, really. Unfortunately, a lot of irritating but important, sadly, real life stuff has sort of popped up and reared its ugly head and requires dealing with at the minute, and at the moment I only have real time for, when it comes to my free time, all I really want to do is just sit down and relax and just play some games by myself or with some friends or something like that. Whereas Let's Playing, for me at least, some people actually, well, I know some of the more experienced Let's Players, for instance, they actually find the whole thing very, very stress relieving, but I actually find making Let's Plays to be quite a stressful business sometimes, so that's why I've really not been doing much of it lately, because stress is not something I need any more of. There'll be more coming soon, though. Particularly once I get my new internet connection set up, then I'm going to spam you guys with all sorts of crap, and you're going to be asking me to slow down again. But until then, there's going to be a little bit of a drought, unfortunately. I will still be doing some live streams, especially over this Christmas period, because right now, actually, doing a live stream is a lot easier for me than creating standard videos for YouTube. So expect a few more live streams, because we've had a lot of fun with them recently. So I'll be doing more of those. And I'll be doing some sort of Christmas special something or other. Don't know whether it'll be a stream or whether it'll be a video or a series of videos, or I don't know really. As far as that's concerned, I'd like you guys to just, I don't know, put some suggestions in the comments. What would you like me to do as a Christmas special, if you like? Do you want to be a stream? Do you want to see me play a particular game? I don't care really. I'm a big believer in asking someone what they want for Christmas and getting it for them, so as to avoid any disappointment. So the same rule applies here, I feel. So, right, in addition to that, some people have been letting me know that not all my videos are currently sort of got ads on them and stuff like that, and they're wondering if something is wrong. No, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong at all. Unfortunately, the way this whole thing works for me putting ads on my videos is you don't, when you sign up to become a partner, YouTube doesn't magically go, oh great, you're a partner now, so we'll automatically put ads on all of your videos, because that would be a sensible thing to do. No, they don't do that. sadly, you have to go through every single one of your videos, go to the edit function, then tick a bunch of boxes, press a bunch of buttons to actually get the ads working the way you want them to on that video. And unfortunately, since I have well over probably around 300 or so videos as it stands, it's taking quite a while. So obviously, if some of them, in fact quite a good deal of them right now, don't have ads on them, it's not broken or anything like that, it's just because I haven't got around to adding that particular video to my claims list. So that's what that is. The footage in the background you're watching, by the way, is Dishonored, in case you were wondering. I might have spliced in a few other bits of gameplay as well, depending on the length of this kind of little monologue, actually. It's just games I've been playing recently. In my own sort of free time. I decided to put it as a background thing because, like, professional people do that. They put gameplay in the background for their videos when they're talking and things. So I thought I'd do that too. So again, yeah, I apologise for the lack of content. It irritates me, especially since there are a lot of new kind of little projects I want to get off the ground. Because as I said, I want to branch out from just doing Let's Plays. Let's Plays are good and fun, but I want to do some other stuff too. It's going to be gaming related, so don't worry about that. But yeah. Moving into the realms of sort of more general commentary is something I'd be interested in doing, because it's actually kind of a lot less stressful, a lot more interesting to do sometimes than one big long extended playthrough of a video game. At least I find that to be the case. We're not going to stop doing Let's Plays, mind you, so don't panic. Everything's going to continue as it was, just with extra stuff, basically. That's the way to look at it. Also, people continue to ask me about doing 24-hour streams and things. I've already said that this is kind of unlikely, although I have to admit, after seeing the success of Inferno's and Scree's recent 24-hour streams, it does look like something that could be a bit of fun. But the problem is, it's just, I don't know. I mean, especially in the Christmas period, I don't know. It would take some serious arguing on my part to justify exactly how this would work to the rest of my family, who I would obviously be neglecting over the course of the stream. And since this is the holiday season and all, the family naturally want to have everyone kind of involved in the festivities, and rightly so too, actually. So that's kind of the other reason why there's not really a lot of content at the minute, because it's the bleeding holidays, and I've got plenty of other stuff to do besides just making YouTube stuff, you know, and that's a perfectly reasonable thing, frankly. I did in the end get quite a lot of good things on the autumn Steam sales, and elsewhere, in fact, actually. Dishonored here being a good example, and I got some other stuff that wasn't actually on a sale, but another thing that probably might maybe worth pointing out is I actually got talked into by a couple of friends, talked into buying Guild Wars 2. Anyone who follows my Twitter will be aware that I've been doing sort of stuff like that. And it's changed my opinion of MMOs quite a lot, actually. Even when I look back at some of the other ones I tried before and didn't especially like very much. Guild Wars 2 has kind of changed my mind about MMOs, and consequentially it's changed my mind a lot about the Elder Scrolls Online MMO coming up. And here's the thing with that, though, like, even if they make it fantastic in terms of, you know, an MMO and an Elder Scrolls game, the main problem I have with it is I think they're still considering doing a sort of subscription-based system, and I'm really not a fan of that. Them nicking $15 off you every month to play a game which... And I have a very short attention span, as some of you are probably aware, when it comes to games. So I don't feel like, especially Elder Scrolls games, in fact, so I don't really feel like paying £15 a month or whatever for something I'm basically not even using half the time. That's the main problem I have with subscription fees. But also I have a problem with, like, free-to-play stuff, because that quite often turns into pay-to-win, and the amount of extra cash they ask you to basically put into these games to actually get anywhere or do anything interesting can really, really frustrate me. The Old Republic is like a perfect example of free-to-play done incredibly wrong. Honestly, my favourite model would definitely be the Guild Wars one, whereby you pay a hefty, it has to be said, a hefty sum of money, but what you get is the full game, essentially, and you never have to pay them another penny after that if you don't want to, and it doesn't affect you any way whatsoever. There are, of course, things like skins you can buy for your character in the game, but it's far from essential. It's not pay-to-win type stuff. So, anyway, that's just a little... I don't know what the point of that was. It was just a little ramble on my part. Yeah, MMOs I no longer kind of view as a especially sucky thing after having played quite a few of them. And it should be worth pointing out, actually, when I say MMOs here, I'm really talking about MMORPGs, because you get plenty of other MMOs, like, say, for example, PlanetSide 2 or World of Tanks, which are a hell of a lot of fun. They're both free to play as well. PlanetSide 2 I play sort of fairly infrequently. World of Tanks I don't play as much as I used to. I play as TR on the Waterson US East server, by the way, if you were wondering. But I don't play PlanetSide 2 all that often these days because I don't find it as interesting as I initially did when I first got the thing. But never mind. So anyway, what to expect in the future? Well, expect more Kaiserreich. I only really put up one more video of the US stuff for that, but there's more of that on its way. Expect more Morrowind, actually. I'm in a really Morrowindish sort of a mood at the minute for some reason. I don't know why, I just sort of am. I just sort of sat down the other day and thought, oh, you know what, it'd be nice to play Morrowind again. Whether or not it'd be, well, it probably would be hardcore, quote Morrowind, but I don't know. I think maybe, just maybe, and I hesitate to say this because I'm constantly thinking of new things I could do without finishing the stuff I'm already doing. But I don't know, maybe there's a full, proper playthrough of Morrowind on the horizon somewhere. As in, I would probably play it in a very similar fashion to the way I do my Oblivion Let's Play. But I'd be playing Morrowind. Probably doing some quests and stuff in that. Probably may or may not involve Tamriel rebuilt and stuff like that. But anyway, that's very much a distant pipe dream at this point. So obviously there'll be more Oblivion on its way. I'm pining for Oblivion at the minute. Actually, I really miss recording that. I do. But if it's not technical problems getting in the way, it's just other stuff like now. But rest assured I will get right back on Oblivion as soon as possible, because I do miss that to death. It's one of my favourite Let's Plays I've ever had the pleasure of recording, so believe me when I say I really want to get back to doing that. So in terms of other things, more XCOM probably on the way. A lot of you enjoyed me doing XCOM in the streams I've done as well, actually, and that's always good fun. So, although the XCOM's in a state of limbo, really, as far as the little YouTube playthrough is concerned, because the mod I originally installed for that is completely broken, and since then I had to reinstall it, but it won't activate on that old save. I have to start a new game to get it working again, which is a little painful to say the least. So I don't know what's going to happen to XCOM in terms of the Let's Play on YouTube. As it stands, it might just die. It may, on the other hand, what I may do on the other hand is actually start streaming some XCOM instead, and then take the recorded footage from the streams and then basically just shove them in the XCOM playlist and just say, this is the casual area for all things XCOM. Because I think, personally, I find the streams to be more fun when you're doing XCOM, because you have that level of audience participation where you can name squad members after guys in the chat, and so on and so forth. And I think it might even be an easier way of doing things if I just did XCOM streams, and then we took the footage and shoved it on YouTube. And I could in fact, gloriously pinch Variax's idea he's doing at the minute. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Variax is going to start doing some Oblivion streams at the minute, I think, and they look like they're going to be a lot of fun. So go check that out if you didn't already know about that. However, one of the things he's doing is recording the chat in addition to the actual stream, and I think that's a very clever idea indeed, actually. So I might do something like that. I don't know. This is all things that require a bit of audience feedback here. Sometimes I get plenty of feedback, I will admit, but it's never feedback on what I actually want to hear. Unfortunately, it's usually just some stupid bit of advice for a month-old Kaiserreich video, which is no longer relevant, sadly. But that is the way of YouTube comments, I'm afraid. It's something you just have to deal with when you're a YouTuber. But anyway, I think that's pretty much everything I had to say. Yeah, in fact it is. So, I think everyone have a jolly good Christmas, and a nice New Year, and I will see you again in the New Year, probably. If I don't see you in a stream, or the Christmas special before then, obviously. Or just whatever else that comes up. I will see you back again in January, when I sort of clock back into this Let's Playing malarkey full-time, so to speak. So, ciao for now, everybody. I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.